What's up, everybody? This is Jeff. Today we're going to talk about things to know about the Big Island only. We're only talking about the Big Island. So, the Big Island is the largest island. It is the size of all of the islands put together. If you took Oahu, Maui, Kauai, Lanai, Molokai, and you tried to fit it into the same area as the Big Island in landmass, that's how big the Big Island is. So it's a fairly large island. It's got two very large mountains, Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa, which are actually volcanoes. Mauna Loa being the largest active volcano in the world, and Mauna Kea being the tallest mountain in the world from base to summit. So basically that's what Hawaii Island is one big mountain that just rises and has two twin peaks, that followed by Kohala and Hawalai volcanoes that are at lower elevations, but they still are peaks. And up on those mountains, you know, as you go up to Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa, you're going to be in alpine country or above the clouds, basically. It's very high up there, about 13,700 feet. They're both very close in height. So to say that Mauna Kea is the tallest and forget about Mauna Loa being the tallest because they're only 100 feet difference is kind of crazy, because they're pretty much the same height. And if you looked at both of them side by side, you're going to say that Mauna Loa is probably taller, but that's just because it takes up more land mass. So there is an active volcano on this island, Kilauea, which is on the southeast side of the island towards Puna, but it's in the Ka'u district. Ka'u district is, so there's 7 districts on this island. There's Hamakua, which is where the Waipio Valley is. That's on the kind of north side of the island. Northeast. And then you got Kohala. You have North and South Kohala, but it's mostly just Kohala, which is where the resorts are, Waikoloa. It's very arid there. You move south, you got North and South Kona, which is pretty much known as Kona, which is pretty arid, except for when you go up Maka, which is up the mountain. That has some rainforest. So it'll be hot as can be down in Kona, but because you're constantly going up the volcanoes, it just starts cooling off as you keep going up. And that's when you start going into the coffee country, the rainforest, and yeah. So down on the shoreline of Kona is where the white sand beaches are. You got Keakai, you got Kua Bay, Makalavena, which is there in Keakai. You got La'aloa, which is Magic Sands. You got Ka'alu'u. Then you go south towards Ocean View. You're going to stay in Kona, and you're going to have Captain Cook, which is another town. And then you're going to have Mililoli. I'm sorry, I don't think I pronounced that right. But that's where most Hawaiians homesteaders are, and it's not advised if you're visiting to go to that town, okay? But there is a beach park over there that some people do go to that's very beautiful, but yet again, there's a... you're not going to necessarily be welcomed with open arms there, Ho'okina. But it's a beautiful beach, and I've been there, and people do go there, but I'm not going to say that should be on the top of your list. Ocean View is kind of unique because it's the slopes of Mauna Loa, which, you know, is an active volcano, so it's kind of neat out there. Then you have Ka'u District, which is where it starts in Ocean View. You got South Point, Green Sand Beach. It's fun, adventure, you know, off the beaten track. Need a 4x4 vehicle to get down there. And South Point is the southernmost point in the United States. It's not in the continental United States. That's Key West. But because Hawaii is further south than Florida, Key West, that's why you have South Point being the southernmost point in the entire nation of the United States. Like I said, right next to there is the Green Sand Beach. A lot of people they just hire a local to go down there. If you keep going from there, you come into Volcano National Park, which is where the active lava flow is. You can see the lava lake. You can go down to 61G, which is down the Chain of Craters Road, which is where the ocean entry is with the lava. You can get a tour to go on the lava boat. If you go all the way, so after you get to Volcano, so there's a town of Volcano and there's the park, you go around, you either make a left or you make a right at the fork. If you make a left, you go to Hilo. If you make a right, you go to Puna. Puna is where Kalapana is, which is where you would catch the lava boat to go to Volcano. Kalapana is the town that got taken out by the active lava flow. I don't know what year it was, where they had a beautiful black sand beach that eventually went away because the lava took it out. In Kalapana, or in Puna, there's also Kapoho, which is where the tide pools are, and you can snorkel there, and there's beautiful home community there. That was also where the Kapoho lava flow broke out. So the Puna district, just south of Ka'u, very active volcanoes year in, year out. You know, it might take a break for a year and then it'll start flowing. Pahoa, it just depends on which way the lava river ends up taking the path. Because once it ruptures, it'll go wherever the path of least resistance is, depending on where the rupture is, which would make it go either towards Pahoa, towards the east, or south towards Chain of Craters Road. Hilo is like a rainforest there. They got a botanical garden, very lush in Hilo. Rains a lot. Hilo is a very rustic town. It's been taken out twice by tsunamis, and that's not to mention damage from hurricanes. So Hilo is one of those towns that is very resilient. It's the second largest city in Hawaii, but it's very resilient. It's been pounded by certain weather phenomena have taken a toll on Hilo, and they don't really invest a lot of money in Hilo, probably for that reason, because two tsunamis, 1946 and I believe it was 1962 or 63, there was another one, and both of those tsunamis pretty much took out all of Hilo, both events. It's been a while, but they still get flooding pretty heavy in Hilo. It's the main port though, and it's still nice to see Akaka Falls, Rainbow Falls, which is right inside the town. And yeah, if you go up, you come into Hamakua. Hamakua Coast is beautiful, beautiful rolling green hillside, farmland, blue skies, ocean views, and just nice place to just take it easy. Hamakua Coast. You come all the way up into this town called Honeka'a. Honeka'a is just like, I guess you could say, just like Captain Cook, but on the other side of the island. You know, you might stop there and get a cup of coffee, have a nice souvenir, and maybe a bite to eat at Blaine's or something like this as you continue along to Waipio Valley. Waipio Valley is where the road ends, and you cannot go down there unless you have a 4x4. Now, once you've completed that, you would come back up the road, and after you've seen the Waipio Valley lookout or gone to the bottom, come back up through Honeka'a, and then you go towards Waimea. Waimea is this beautiful, high-altitude Hawaiian vista town where Parker's Ranch is. It's absolutely beautiful. You get a break from the heat. Rains quite often, but just gorgeous up there. You stop and get, you know, a burger at Big Island Brewhouse. You head down the island, or head down the mountain. You come to the Waikoloa Kohala beaches, which is where Hapuna, Beach 69, Spencer's Beach Park, and Puako, and just kind of like an area to just really chill out and relax. But if you don't want to go down the mountain after Waimea, you can go up to Mauna Kea to the summit. If you just take that road towards Kona and you go up towards the new highway that was built, you can go halfway up Mauna Kea, and unless you have a 4x4, you can go all the way up to the top. So most common thing to do there is take a stargaze or a sunset. Another thing to know about the Big Island, just in general, is if you're coming here for nightclubs, go to Waikiki, because you're not going to get very many nightclubs here. It's not the nightclub place to be. It's just not the place to party. By 9 o'clock, the town's shut down pretty much. I mean, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 or 3 places, it's really it's not going to be your rock and roll location. That's in Waikiki. Also, that's pretty much just your things to do in Kona, or I'm sorry, on the Big Island. Is just adventure tours, water activities, anything out on the water is popular, and just exploring all of the land, the Aina. So, see you later.